Ay. ¿Dónde prefieres, de este lado o de este lado?
Ahí está.
Ya lo dimos.
Ya.
We are in the Socorro Island, and it is part of the Revillagigedo Archipiélago, and it forms the National Park of Revillagigedo. It was named as the Natural World Heritage of Humanity in 2016. It has a lot of biodiversity. You can find a lot of whale sharks, turtles, manta rays, every kind of animal, marine mammals. It's a very, very, very important place for the natural resources in Mexico. It is one of the most important breeding grounds for the humpback whales in the North Pacific. They come here every year to mate and have their calves, and they stay here the whole season. Then they go back to their feeding grounds that are from Russia to Alaska. They stay here and they do not move. They have a little bit of interchange between mainland and Baja California Sur, but it's not a lot, so they stay here and they do not move. We are here because we want to know what happened with this population unit. This population unit, the name is Offshore Mexican Population Unit, and it was studied in a very important project that was developed from 2004 to 2006. So the thing is that we are here because we want to make sure what is happening now with these whales. So how about this population, if it's growing, if it's going down. Since the last year, we are having again a new monitoring to know more information about these whales. Our day starts like very early in the morning. We try to do it like in the first light, and we leave the boat in our small boat, and we try to find the whale, like doing observations. And if we find a whale, we approach the whale, we take photos. We need the fluke. Every fluke is like a fingerprint. Every whale has a different color, shape, so it makes them individuals.
Well, for us it's important to get the fluke because that's the way we know where are they coming from. Because these whales are coming to Mexico to the breeding ground, no? To breed and mate. And if we know the fluke, we are able to compare it with breeding grounds. So that's how we know that from which population unit do they belong. So it's important to us for to be able to protect them in each part of where are they going, no? Ahí está.
After that, we take a little sample that we do it with a crossbow and an arrow. The tip is modified to take a little piece of blubber and skin, and then we process it. We separate the sample in 3 pieces. One of the piece of the skin is gonna be to know some issues about the genetics of these whales. The other part is to know about stable isotopes that helps us to know where do these whales are eating and what are they eating, no? And the blubber help us to know about the hormones about contaminants, about microplastics in their bodies. So this little piece of sample helped us a lot in our research.
Those were the blubber samples, and these are the skin samples. So we need to put it in the freezer.
Another thing that we do with our research is looking for some singers. A singer is male that is singing, no, but only the males sing, and they only do it in the breeding grounds. So it related to reproduction.
We do recordings of cetaceans, dolphins and whales. It's important to record cetaceans because they use sounds to communicate, but not only to communicate, also to look for prey, to detect the environment, to swim. So the sound is something that defines a lot of the ecology of these animals. So we try to understand not only the communication, but also the impact of the anthropogenic noise on the communication of the cetaceans. So humpback whales, for example, they use sounds and songs, the male, during the breeding season. They use this sound to establish their territory. When there are more males in competition, the males, they try to sing louder in order to delimitate the territory and to establish that is their ground. We know that the anthropogenic noise can affect the production of songs. We know that sometimes the presence of boats affect the whales, that they stop to sing, or they sing louder, or they change their communication. We know that sometimes the whales, they sing more during the night, because during the day it's too loud for not natural sources. We know that the song of the whales, they change during the season. As a male arrives in a particular territory during the breeding season with a song, and then during the season he is changing the song. Year after year he changed the song. So we are trying to record the song of each male, identify them, and then try to understand if during different years they change their songs.
This campaign is very important for us because Sea Shepherd helped us to reach these places that are very far away. And since the last year, we started our new monitoring in Revillagigedo. And it's very important because it was since 17 years ago that no one's doing science about humpback whales here. So for us, it's a huge opportunity to restart that research. The humpback whales are very important to be protected because they are keystone species. The research that we are doing here, it's very important because with that piece of sample, we can know a lot of things. In one of these things that we can know is that if they have microplastics of contaminants, that all of these things are made by the human. So we can know if these species are being affected, and if they are affected, what is going on. We can see if they are coming, a lot of them, if they are not coming, if the sea temperature is very high for them. Actually, humpback whales, they are moving with the temperature. They like to be in different kind of temperatures, but not hot. So for them, maybe we don't know yet, because we are seeing a few ones, not the ones that we expected to see. Something is happening here, and maybe it's due to the climate change. So this information is very important to know what's going on. So if we see changes in these whales in a pristine place, it's an indicator that something is happening, no? Because and in other places maybe it's worse, no? And we are affecting these animals, and we need something to change.